Hi, my name is Mandy Sturzbach, and my husband Jonathan and I own Sturzbach Advisors. And welcome to our webinar. Now, if you're wondering, is this webinar for me? Let me help you out a little bit. So, if you are turning 65 and you're trying to figure out how Medicare works, what does it cover, what does it not cover, what could it cover, you're in the right place. Let's say you're already on a Medicare plan and you just want to figure out if it's the right plan for you. You're in the right place. And let's say you've gotten tons and tons of mailers and tons of phone calls about Medicare. You don't even know who to trust. You're in the right place. Let's say you're that person that is concerned about working with a random stranger. You want to find someone local, someone honest that you know that you can trust. If that's you, you're in the right place. So here's what you're going to take away from today. The 5 most common misconceptions that can cost you. So what I want you to do is, if you're a note taker, I want you to go ahead and grab a pen and maybe something to write on, and let's take a look at some stuff that can save you real money and heartaches. Now, before we dive in, there is some legal stuff that I've got to let you know, okay? All right, so I nor my husband Jonathan are affiliated with the United States government nor any federal Medicare program. This webinar is for educational purposes. There's no cost or obligation to enroll. We do not work for Medicare nor Social Security nor the U.S. government. Today is 100% educational. We will not discuss any specific plans, companies, or prices. And you'll see my state insurance license right there on your screen. Okay. That takes care of all that. Now, I have a very special surprise for you. If you stick around to the end of this video, we have a special surprise for you where you are going to get access to my husband's published book. He is a wonderful published author that's going to give you lots and lots of additional information about Medicare. So let me introduce myself. My name is Mandy Sturzbach, and you might have seen me on TikTok saying, welcome to another Medicare Minute with Mandy. Welcome to another Medicare Minute with Mandy. That's who I am. I'm your Medicare Minute with Mandy, except this time you get a few minutes with me, and I'm going to share some additional information on the Medicare space for you. Now, just so that you get to know me a little bit better, my husband and I have been married almost 20 years now, and we've been running our Medicare brokerage for a good long time. Now, we also have a daughter, Sarah Francis, who is coming into our space actually within the year. We are very excited to bring her on board, and we also have a 15-year-old son named Sam. Imagine Medicare feeling easy, not complicated, not like a maze. What if it was clear and you understood your plan, you understood what you were doing? No pressure, no stress, no fear, no gaps, no penalties, all of that. Imagine that world. Well, that's what we're here for. Jonathan and I are going to sit down, we're going to help you understand your options, and we're going to help you like a neighbor would, not a salesperson. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through several misconceptions about Medicare to help you understand it a little bit better. Misconception number 1. Well, Medicare's totally free, right? Nope. Well, but I've been paying 15.3% of every single check into the Medicare system my entire work career. Doesn't the government owe me this for free? It does not. Okay, so that's the first misconception. So let's get into what Medicare really does cover, what it doesn't cover, so that you don't get caught off guard later. Now, Medicare is broken, original Medicare is broken into 2 major parts, parts A and B. Now, Part A is your hospitalization coverage. Now, Part A does help, however, it does carry a $1,632 deductible on it, okay? Now, that's for 2025. Now, Part B is your outpatient stuff, doctor's visits, preventative care, x-rays, tests, the works. That kind of stuff, Part B, usually has a monthly premium, whereas Part A did not. If you have your 40 quarters, Part A has a $0 premium. Part B every year does have a premium. It does change every year, and it also changes depending on your income. it covers 80%, 80%, and there is a deductible that also changes every year. Now, that other 20%, where does that come from? Well, that's where your Medigap supplement or Advantage plan comes into play. It helps pick up that for you. Let's talk about supplements versus Advantage plans, because you have to fill in that gap somehow. That remaining 20% that you're liable for, you can either pick up a Medigap supplement plan. These work with Original Medicare to pick up the remaining 20% that Medicare Part B does not cover. Or you can get a Medicare Advantage plan, which replaces Original Medicare with a private plan that will have some copays. Now, Medigap gives you predictability, it gives you freedom, choose any doctor you want to choose, any doctor that accepts Medicare anywhere in the United States. Now, Medicare Advantage can give you lower premiums, but can have some network limits and some more restrictions. Now, you cannot have both. Remember this. You must choose one or the other. Now, Mandy, which one is right for me? Well, that depends on you. It depends on your health, your doctors, your prescriptions, your travel habits, and your budget. So you're going to have to make that decision, but of course we can help you. Write this down. The right plan is one that matches your life, not your neighbors, not your cousins, not some TV ad that you see. A marathon runner does not have the same restrictions and needs as somebody that has an oxygen machine or is confined to a wheelchair. Does that make sense? Let's look at the misconception number 2. Misconception number 2, Mandy, I can enroll anytime I want, right? Nope. Let's look at the enrollment periods. This is one that can really get people in trouble because Medicare has very, very strict enrollment windows. Miss them and you could be stuck without any coverage or paying extra for years and years and years. So let's talk about when you need to act and what happens if you don't. All right. Your Medicare timing is very, very important. Your initial enrollment period, abbreviated to IEP, starts 3 months before you turn 65 and includes your birthday month and ends 3 months after. So if you're already collecting Social Security, you will be likely to be enrolled into Parts A and B automatically. But if you're still working or covered by a group plan, you may need to delay or customize your options. All right, so let's look at the cost of missing enrollment periods. So if you miss your enrollment window and you don't have creditable coverage, you can face a 10% lifetime penalty on your Part B premium for every 12-month period that you waited. Or you could face a Part D penalty based on how long you went without drug coverage. Now that right now is 1% or more per month, and that does continue to change as time goes by. Now these aren't one-time fees. They follow you for life. That's why it's critical to act on time and understand what counts as creditable coverage if you're still working. You can start Medicare at 65 without taking Social Security benefits. And you can delay Medicare if you're still working and have group coverage, but you can or you should only do this if your coverage is creditable. Now that's a fancy way of saying it needs to be equal to or excel your Medicare prescription drug coverage, okay? Misconception number 3. Medigap versus Advantage are basically the same. Medigap versus Medicare Advantage, oh, it's all the same. Absolutely not true. They are very different. So let's talk about the differences. First up, Medigap. These are standardized plans that work with Original Medicare. You keep Parts A and B, and your Medigap plan is an extra layer to cover most or all of what Medicare does not. You get a monthly premium, so you get no copays after you pay your deductible. Or you can get plans with copays. Plans A through N all differ. You need to choose which one best fits your needs. Now, there are no networks. You can see any doctor that takes Medicare nationwide, and it's very predictable, simple, and flexible. Now, this is very popular with folks who want simplicity, freedom, or who travel a lot. Medicare Advantage plans. These are Part C plans. Now, Medicare Advantage, also called Part C, these are insurance plans that replace original Medicare, and you still do have to pay your Part B premium. These vary drastically from state to state and even from county to county. These plans come in the forms of HMOs and PPOs and a few other types, meaning you have a network. Okay, I personally tend to prefer PPO plans because you can get coverage in and out of the network. That's helpful. 56% of people in the state of Georgia are on some type of Advantage plan. So Advantage plans can be a great fit if your doctors are a network and if you're okay with more network structure and copays. One of the biggest points of confusion is that you cannot have a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medigap supplement plan at the same time. Why? Well, because they are two completely different things. Medigap fills in the holes of original Medicare. Medicare Advantage replaces original Medicare. So think of it as picking a lane, but choosing which lane is really, really important. So this is where talking to someone like Jonathan and I, who knows the ropes, can save you stress and help you land in the plan that is right for you, right for your life. Misconception number 4. Cheapest is the best, and I don't need drug coverage. Let's look at this together. We totally understand, trust me, the instinct to go with the lowest cost option. Of course. But when it comes to Medicare, cheaper up front can mean a whole lot more of out of pocket later, and skipping drug coverage entirely, that can cost you for the rest of your life. So let's talk about why. Part D, prescription drug plans. Part D, as in dog, is your prescription drug coverage. If you are on original Medicare, you'll usually need to buy this. Maintaining this coverage avoids future penalties. Nobody wants penalties, right? Even if you don't take medications today, you still need to have this to avoid potential penalties in the future. The Part D penalty works as follows. For every month that you go without a qualifying drug coverage creditable, you'll pay 1% of the national base premium added to your premium for life. Right now, that's about 40 cents per month if delayed. So if you wait 24 months, that's nearly $10 every month for the rest of your life. It doesn't sound like much at first, but remember, you could be paying a penalty for 20 or 30 years on top of the normal Part D premium, which of course does change every year as well. So let's avoid surprising costs, shall we? This is where a little guidance is going to help you out, help you save a bundle of money. Misconception number 5. I can't trust agents. All right, let's talk about that. I cannot trust agents. They're just trying to sell me something, right? Well, yeah, many of them are. It's true. There are people in this space who are pushy. They are salesy. They do represent just one company, so they're trying to push that one product on you. But that is not how Jonathan and I operate. And that is not how independent brokers are supposed to operate. They are supposed to help you. So what independent agents really do? All right, so what Jonathan and I really do. Here's the truth about how we work. We don't represent just one company. We're licensed with many companies. Our job is to help you compare your options. We don't want to push you into anything that you don't need. We are paid. We are paid by the insurance companies, and you'll never pay us a dime for your consultation. Have you ever been to a fancy hotel or seen a sign that says concierge? That's what we do for you. We provide gold standard customer service that ensures that you have a good stay during your visit onto the plan that you have chosen. We stay with you year to year. As everything keeps changing in the Medicare space, we will stay with you. And we're bound by CMS regulations. We will put your interest first, and we will provide compliant education as we are doing today. Now, here's what we believe. We believe that Medicare decisions are personal. We believe that you deserve a personal, specialized care. You should never be pressured, confused, or sold anything. You deserve clarity, confidence, compassion. We will treat you like you're a member of our family. That's why we're committed to serving you at the absolute highest level possible. Now, what happens next? Now, you may be wondering, how do I actually know which plan is right for me? Can someone just walk me through this one-on-one without all of the pressure? Yes, that's what we're here for. And the truth is, you don't have to figure this out on your own. Now, if you've been nodding along with me this whole time, and this is starting to become a little bit clearer for you, let's take the next step together. Jonathan and I do offer a free medical review. No pressure, no obligation, no salesy, just a fun conversation with us personally. We will walk through your prescriptions, your doctors, your travel or health needs, your current coverage, if any, and we will help you find the best plan that truly fits your life. So before we wrap this up, don't forget to grab your free copy of the Compliant Medicare magazine, Overwhelmed by Medicare. It is a 16-page CMS compliant guide that covers everything we discussed today and more. And just because you stayed until the end, you get the full value of this webinar. So we would love to give you a second free gift today. It is Jonathan's Medicare book, and you are going to get that just for sticking with us today. Jonathan and I are so happy to have you in our family and in our life. Reach out to us. We can't wait to meet you.